They said it was a wasted career, just a dunker, just a highlight reel. But what Larry Nance Sr. became over his 14 seasons in the NBA is something far greater than anyone imagined. This is the story of a man who refused to be defined by a single moment. February 1984. The NBA introduced its very first slam dunk contest. Larry Nance Sr. stepped onto that court in Denver and made history. With power and grace that left crowds speechless, he defeated legends like Julius Dr. J. Irving to become the inaugural champion. That night, he earned a nickname that would follow him forever, the High Ayatollah of Slamola. But even as fans celebrated his aerial artistry, something bothered Nance. On the plane ride home after his victory, teammates found him quiet and thoughtful. He later revealed what was on his mind. There was more to basketball, and he really wanted to be an all-star. The label of dunker felt like a prison to Nance. He had bigger dreams. "Everybody called me a slam dunker," he said. "I wanted to be known for more than just a slam dunk guy." Following discussions with his coach, Nance dedicated his off-season to comprehensive skill development. This wasn't just about fame or recognition. This was about proving he belonged among the NBA's elite. Nance threw himself into expanding his offensive game. He worked tirelessly on his mid-range jumper, spending entire summers with coaches like Dick Helm, refining every aspect of his shot. The results were immediate and impressive. During his time with the Phoenix Suns, Nance developed into an excellent mid-range shooter and skilled inside player. His offensive consistency became legendary. For all 11 seasons, he was a starter. Nance averaged over 16 points and 8 rebounds per game. His scoring prowess peaked during the 1986-87 season when he averaged an incredible 22.5 points per game with Phoenix. His career field goal percentage of 54.6% proved he wasn't just athletic, but incredibly efficient. In an era before the three-point revolution, that reliable mid-range game was pure gold. It meant his effectiveness wouldn't depend solely on his leaping ability, which could diminish with age or injury. But Nance wasn't satisfied with offensive improvement alone. He cultivated an equally formidable defensive game, transforming himself into one of the league's most feared shot blockers. His 2.2 blocks per game average over his career consistently placed him among league leaders. Upon retirement, he held the distinction of recording the most blocked shots by any player other than a center. That's remarkable for a power forward. His defensive excellence earned official recognition. Nance was named to the NBA All-Defensive First Team in 1989 and earned second-team honors in 1992 and 1993. For Nance, these accolades represented crucial validation. "I had proved that I can dunk, I had proved that I can score, and then the next thing was to prove that I can play defense," he explained, "because that is how you win games." This commitment to defense wasn't just professional adaptation. It was rooted in his upbringing, where competitive family basketball games taught him fundamental truths. "If you're going to play with my family," Nance recalled, "you better learn to stop somebody." The culmination of his evolution came through 3 NBA All-Star selections in 1985, 1989, and 1993. That first selection in 1985, coming just 1 year after his slam dunk contest victory, meant everything to him. "One of the best things of my career," Nance said, "because they acknowledged me for more than just a slam dunk guy." But Nance's journey wasn't without major challenges. The mid-1980s brought turmoil to the Phoenix Suns organization. In 1987, a significant drug scandal erupted, involving serious allegations of cocaine trafficking and even whispers of gambling and point shaving. Multiple current and former Suns players were indicted in what media dubbed Waltergate. Nance wasn't implicated in any wrongdoing, but as a prominent all-star on the team, he faced the storm alongside his teammates. He publicly supported those facing accusations, stating, "The bottom line in this is they're still innocent right now." His stance reflected his character and belief in due process. As the 1987-88 season progressed, the Suns struggled terribly, compiling a 16-35 record by February. Despite Nance leading the team with 21.1 points and nearly 10 rebounds per game, Phoenix decided to make a dramatic change. On February 25, 1988, they traded their star to the Cleveland Cavaliers. While team officials cited dissatisfaction with recent performance, the timing suggested the scandal's turmoil influenced the decision. The franchise was in crisis mode, and trading a major star for future assets might have seemed necessary for a complete overhaul. Nance handled the disruptive mid-season trade with remarkable professionalism. Upon joining Cleveland, he reportedly made his presence felt immediately, famously asking, "All right, I don't know who wears number 22 on this bus, but I've got to have it." This focused attitude foreshadowed his tremendous impact. In Cleveland, Nance found his perfect basketball home. He was viewed as the missing piece Cleveland needed to contend for a title in the East. His comprehensive skill set elevated a talented Cavaliers roster, featuring players like Mark Price and Brad Daugherty. Together, they transformed Cleveland into consistent contenders in a highly competitive Eastern Conference. Nance thrived in Cleveland's team-oriented system. He praised his unselfish teammates and embraced the team ball concept that allowed his multifaceted game to flourish. The Cavaliers eventually retired his number 22 jersey, cementing his legacy with the franchise. But even as Nance reached new heights, his body began betraying him. Knee injuries became his predominant physical adversary, particularly in his career's latter stages. These issues ultimately proved insurmountable. The irony was heartbreaking. Nance had been selected as an NBA All-Star as recently as 1993, proving he was still performing at an elite level. Then disaster struck during the 1993-94 season. He missed the majority of games, including the playoffs, due to debilitating knee problems that required 2 arthroscopic surgeries within 1 year. In his own words, Nance confirmed the severity. "I had 2 knee surgeries within a year, and I felt like I could not recover and play basketball the way I wanted to play. I felt like it was just time to retire because of the knee surgeries." Despite undergoing surgeries and rehabilitation efforts, his knee didn't respond adequately during the following offseason. In September 1994, Nance announced his retirement from the NBA. The timing was particularly poignant since he was still capable of high-level contributions when the injuries overwhelmed him. Ironically, his game's evolution may have extended his peak effectiveness. Developing that reliable mid-range shot and strong post play made him less dependent on pure athleticism. However, the major structural knee damage in his final season proved too significant for even his more grounded, skill-based approach to overcome. Larry Nance Sr.'s NBA journey represents a compelling narrative of growth and adaptation. He transformed from the inaugural slam dunk champion into a consistently productive 3-time All-Star and recognized defensive stalwart. Over 14 seasons, he amassed 15,687 points, 7,067 rebounds, and an impressive 2,027 blocked shots. The most remarkable aspect of his career was his successful evolution as a player. He refused to be defined by his initial fame and actively sought complete basketball mastery. His resilience showed in navigating team turmoil in Phoenix and seamlessly adapting to Cleveland, where he quickly became a cornerstone. While sometimes underrated compared to flashier power forwards of his era, Nance earned tremendous respect within the league for consistent, high-level two-way play. His personal philosophy of continuous improvement became the engine behind his development and something he passed to his son, Larry Nance Jr. Larry Nance Sr.'s career stands as a testament to what exceptional talent can achieve when fused with diligent hard work, adaptability, and an unwavering desire to transcend limitations. He successfully evolved far beyond his early reputation, overcame franchise adversity, and battled significant injuries with incredible tenacity. In a beautiful continuation of his legacy, Nance later granted Cleveland permission for his son to wear the revered number 22, speaking volumes about his connection to the organization and family values. This gesture added a deeply personal and positive chapter to his enduring story. Ultimately, Larry Nance Sr. is remembered not just for spectacular dunks, but as a consummate professional who maximized his abilities and left a significant, respected mark on the NBA. From wasted career to basketball legend, his transformation remains one of the sport's most inspiring stories. What do you think made Larry Nance Sr.'s evolution so remarkable? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more incredible basketball stories.